I'll put green powder in that. You don't need to. But I always mix greens with my papaya, and it's just incredible. You could also do green smoothies with mango. Very nice. And these are great. You can just do one all day long, or you can just have one big one all day. Yes, Isabel? No. Oh, I thought you had something to say. Are you hearing all this stuff over there?
I'm fine.
Okay, I was just worried about your hearing there. You got it all down. Good. So watermelon. So Diane was talking about the watermelon fast. So basically, whatever fruit we have, a lot of people. There's a woman out there that's written a few books called Ro Gallo. She loves. She thinks oranges can fix everything, and grapefruits. She thinks those can fix everything, and they can. Like I said, whatever you just choose to do a lot of it, unless it's Cheetos or something. We're not talking about Cheeto fasts, okay? They're nice and orange and stuff, but we're not doing a Cheeto fast because they are dry and they're dense, even though they're fluffy. But so oranges would be amazing. Grapefruits are amazing. High, very alkaline forming. And if you mix a little bit of olive oil in with your grapefruit juice, just a little bit, it actually is very great for the liver. So sometimes when we're doing our blendeds, we put a little olive oil in there. We can put a little flax oil. It's always great to put coconut oil in there if you like coconut oil. It's great for you. That's another great one. So basically, whichever fruit you want to do, just try to do just the one. You can mix them a little bit. Like melons, you always want to have separate from everything else because they digest at a different pace, at a different rate. Okay? A lot of times we could just do smoothies in one day. You know, it's like if it's a fruit smoothie or something. It's just basically breaking from anything else we're doing, whatever other foods we're having. Whether we're on a raw diet, a meat-eating diet, it's just breaking from everything else and having just water-rich foods and lots of it in a liquid state. Because it's much easier to digest, and that's what it's all about. Digestion. It's like if we're digesting well, everything else is in the flow. And the key word here that we've been using High Vibe for a long time is flow. If you're in the flow, you're moving. And the streams are in the flow. And we've got our arena here who actually made a film called Flow, which is about water, and I think everybody should. Have you seen the film?
It's brilliant. Yeah. Thank you so much.
So we have a celebrity in our midst.
She works with it. Yvette and we're like partners in crime.
Every school should have that. It's part of their curriculum.
So Flow, I'm really glad. So this is the film Flow. Make sure everybody out there in YouTube land go see the film Flow because it is incredible. Irene and Yvette did an amazing job on it. But for me, it's about for the love of water. That's what flow means. But for me, flow means for the love of life, for just flow. We just want to be in the flow of things. Because if we're ever stagnant, that's when we're not feeling as good. So when our body's stagnant, let's say things are getting stuck in our intestines, not flowing through, that's when disease comes in. That's when we're not feeling well. Back in the days, if you remember, it's like there was always the joke, I'm going to give you castor oil or something to help you move your bowels, because as soon as your bowels started moving, you started feeling better, right? And one of the biggest drugs they have out there are laxatives, because everyone has these problems, because everyone's having very dense foods, eating on, but you eat something, and then it's like all of a sudden it's lunchtime, I got to eat, but you haven't digested the first part yet, but it's lunchtime, I got to eat, I got to get energy. So then we eat again, we haven't even digested our first bit, and that gets stuck in there, right? So it's not flowing. It's not flowing. And then what happens? We usually get very tired. We need a siesta, right? Whereas if we didn't eat, if we just had liquids, we would have felt a lot better, and then we would have had a better movement later on. So just because we don't want to eat on the clock, just because we're supposed to eat, well, it's lunchtime, we've got to eat. Well, it's dinner time, we've got to eat. Are you hungry? No, but it's dinner time. I eat at dinner time, you know. But are you hungry? No, I'm not hungry, but it's dinner time. I eat this time. You know, it's like 6 o'clock. I eat at 6 o'clock. So we want to be mindful. If we're hungry, we eat. If we're not, that's when I'm talking about these cleanses and stuff. It's to break that pattern of wanting things and needing things at a certain time. We want to break the pattern. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. You know, it's like, I don't know if anyone ever smoked out there, but people get addicted to cigarettes. And a lot of times, if you could break the time that you want the cigarette, which is usually 10 minutes, and you could break that auto response when you normally, like I smoked for a long time, I wish I never did. There's always a response time. It's like if I got on the phone and I started talking to someone, I'd light a cigarette up. If I had a beer, I'd light a cigarette. When you had these certain things that you always did at that time, and you realize